Greetings, everyone. Hope you are doing well today. My name is Hector Quinones. I'll be teaching today book number 2, chapter number 5 of Side by Side. I hope you pay attention. Remember, have your phone ready to take pictures of exercise so you can practice them at home. Also, make sure to repeat after I say the vocabulary so you can practice and continue to improve your English. Hope you completed all the exercises for chapter 4. So let's begin. We're going to talk about comparatives. We're also going to use the word should and possessive pronouns. We had already used the word should before, but now we're going to put it more into practice. We're going to be making comparisons. We're going to discuss how we can give advice to other people, how to express opinions, and agreement and disagreement. So let's begin with the vocabulary. Please repeat after me. Cute. Cute. Make sure you repeat it and make sure you have the ending. Cute. Make sure you can hear that T. Delicious. Delicious. Number 3. Exciting. Exciting. Number 4. Fashionable. Make sure you extend that sound. Listen. Fashionable. Number 5. Friendly. Friendly. Number 6. Hospitable. Hospitable. Number 7. Hot. Spicy. So we have both words because they're synonyms. It could be either or. Number 8, intelligent. Smart. Same example, you have same idea. You have 2 words, they're synonyms. Intelligent, smart. So you could use either or. Number 9, lazy. Lazy. Number 10, light. Light. Number 11, polite. Polite. Number 12, powerful. Powerful. Number 13, soft. Soft. Number 14, talented. Talented. And the last one, number 15, talkative. Talkative. So in case if the picture confuses you, someone who likes to talk a lot. That's what the little bubbles represent. All right, so let's continue on. So we are going to compare, and I would like to remind you that we have a pattern that we follow. So usually, let me do this so you can see it. When comparing, you have an adjective like fast. What you end up doing is you add ER. Okay. Now, this works when you have words that have up to 2 syllables. For example, we have the word pretty, pretty. So you would add the ER at the end. Now, just as a reminder, you have 3 syllables and above. So you have 3, 4, 5, 6 more syllables. You have to use what in front of it? You have to use the word more. And we'll review that later, but just wanted to make sure I touch base on that so you don't get confused and so you remember everything all about this. So a word, for example, like interesting, okay? You don't say interestinger, you say more interesting. All right, so that's just a quick little review of that part. So let's continue on. All right, repeat after me. Soft, softer, small. Watch out. I didn't say S small, no S, but just mouth closed. Small, smaller, large, larger, safe, safer, big, bigger. You can see here in this particular one and on the one below it, and you could also see it on this one. This one already had the two double T's, two consonants. This one didn't. This one only had one consonant and also only had one consonant, but we have the rule that we have to double the consonant. So the easiest way to do this is just to learn which words they are. And we don't get caught up into the logistics of why you have to. And so now you know that bigger has two G's and hotter has two T's. Simple. So hot, hotter. Now I always give you this example. I tell you that in Spanish, you write the word pero, right? And the sound of the R, pero. Well, when you are going to pronounce the word hotter, you are saying like this, ha, it's like that, ha, and you're saying this sound, the same sound, hotter, hotter, okay? That's a little tip for you. Fancy, fancier, fancier. Now, I also want to take a moment here to remind you that we have to change the letter Y for I. The same thing in pretty, the letter Y for I. Okay? We had discussed that rule before, but this is just a good reminder. Don't want you to forget. And then pretty, prettier. All right, so let's look at the example. Repeat after me. I think you'll like my new bicycle, but I liked your old bicycle. It was fast. That's right. But my new bicycle is faster. All right, so this is the moment you take a picture. Click, click. So you can do all these exercises at home. So I will do a few with you. Here we go. Let's do the first one. I think you like my new rug, but I like your old rug. So you say the same word twice. It was soft. That's right. But my new rug is softer. Let's do another one. I think you like my new tennis racket, but I liked your old tennis racket. It was light. That's right. But my new tennis racket is lighter. Very good. Number 3. Let's see if we could do it together. 1, 2, 3. I think you'll like my new apartment, but I liked your old apartment. It was large. That's right. But my new apartment is larger. Let's do one last one, number 4. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3. I think you like my new neighborhood, but I like your old neighborhood. It was safe. That's right. But my new neighborhood is safer. Excellent. So make sure you take a picture, please, and complete the remaining exercises. All right, let's move on to the next page. My new rocking chair is more comfortable. Let's practice and review again. The comparatives, repeat after me. Fast, faster, nice, nicer, big, bigger, pretty, prettier. I know you're telling me I'm going too fast, but remember, listen and go. Listen and go. Don't wait. Good job. This word at times creates a little bit of a problem for some people. So I'm going to explain to you why it creates a problem. It creates a problem because within this word, you have the word table. You don't say table there, okay? So when you're going to pronounce it, what you end up doing is you almost omit, you don't pronounce certain sounds. So all you are really saying is conf, you don't say the O, you don't say the R. So you say conf, t, you don't say the A. So comfortable, comfortable, comfortable. I hope that helps. And then we have the word beautiful, more beautiful, interesting, more interesting, intelligent, more intelligent. So let's look at the example. And you can see the picture there to help you. I think you like my new rocking chair, but I like your old rocking chair. It was comfortable. That's right. But my new rocking chair is more comfortable. So this is the same exercise that we did before, but now we remind you that if the syllable has, if the word has 3 or more syllables, you have to use more. So simply said, you can tell that these adjectives here only have, so you have fast, nice, big, and then you have pretty, which has 2 syllables. Now this one's here, they have 3 syllables or more. Okay? So I think we're ready to go. So at this time, please take a picture so you can complete all the exercises. We'll do some. Now, be careful. They're trying to trick you here a little bit. So you may have some adjectives that only have 1 syllable or 2, and you're only going to add ER. Then you have some words that have more than 2 syllables, they have 3 or more, where you're going to have to add more in front. So be aware, be careful. And so the first one. I think you'll like my new apartment building, but I like your old apartment building. It was beautiful. That's right. But my new apartment building is more beautiful. Remember, beautiful, 3 syllables. So you say more beautiful. Number 2. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3. I think you like my new roommate, but I like your old roommate. She was interesting. That's right. But my new roommate is, what is it? That's correct. More interesting. Excellent. Number 3. I think you like my new girlfriend, but I like your old girlfriend. She was intelligent. That's right. But my new girlfriend is more intelligent. Let's do one more. 1, 2, 3. I think you like my new boyfriend, but I liked your old boyfriend. He was handsome. That's right. But my new boyfriend is more handsome. You got about 7 left and 1 for you to make up. All right. So again, the rule of thumb is usually 3 syllables or more, you would end up using more in front. We have words like handsome. You see that it is a bit of an extensive word, a little longer. When you separate it, it's like 2 big words per se, based on the vowels that you have. So you would also use more as well. All right. So let's continue on. Please complete the remaining exercises. So hold on, let's just do this again. Okay. So I just don't want to overlook the fact that there are going to be over here, like we had said, I had mentioned to you, let me just write this in here, that you have 3 or more syllables, you will use more, right? But it's easy to remember when you see a big adjective, okay? You have to look at the ones that have 2 syllables, and I'll use the example that we just looked at, the word when based on sound, you hear handsome, okay? We have other adjectives that will have 2 syllables, 2 sounds, if we could use that. However, like for example, we see here the word pretty, right? And prettier. But then we see handsome. But then look at the difference if we actually put the word handsome. Let me type it up here, because I don't want anybody to get confused. Okay. So we compare pretty to handsome, and it is 2 sounds. It is 2 sounds. However, you use prettier here, and then you would say more handsome over here. All right. So the rule technically is going to be mainly 2. There are other reasons as to why this happens. It has to do with how this ends, if it ends in a consonant, if it ends in a vowel sound. But we're not going to get into that. The easiest thing is, the quickest thing to remember is that the larger words, okay, the larger adjectives, the larger adjectives, you're going to have to use more. That's a simple little rule of thumb, okay? I had to go back to that because I didn't want to confuse you, especially after looking at the word handsome. Continue on. There we go. So, let's look at the next page. Bicycles are safer than motorcycles. Repeat after me, please. I should study. He should study. She should study. It should study. We should study. You should study. They should study. Now, should I study? So let's review this. We have done this before. So here is the sentence. I should study. To ask the question, you take the word should, you bring it up front, and then you put a question mark at the end. Should I study? Should he study? Should they study? And so forth. Okay? Don't forget, that's a simple little rule of thumb that helps you. So let's read the two examples. Remember, there is a reason why we have two different examples. It goes back to making comparisons and using syllable words that are about, one syllable, and use adding the ER, and the rule of thumb, generally speaking, 2 and more syllables, then we use more. So let's see. Should I buy a bicycle or a motorcycle? Repeat after me. We'll say it again. Should I buy a motorcycle? Should I buy a bicycle or a motorcycle? I think you should buy a bicycle. Why? Bicycles are safer than motorcycles. Should he study English or Latin? I think he should study English. Why? English is more useful than Latin. Okay, so I'm going to bring this all the way up here so you can have the example. Please take a picture so you can complete these 4 exercises. I'm going to do exercise 1 and 2 with you. Let's do it together, and then you will do 3 and 4 by yourself. Oh, I lost my page. Here you go. Should I buy a used car or a new car? I think you should buy a new car. Why? New cars are cheaper than old cars? No, no, no. That is wrong, because the word here we have is cheap, right? So even though you have a picture of a new car, that is for the comparison. So we have to use the exercise. We have to use the example where the word is. So let's do it again. Should I buy a used car or a new car? I think you should buy an old car, which is a used car. I think you should buy a used car. Why? Used cars are cheaper than new cars. Very good. Number 2. Should he go out with Ellen or Helen? I think you should go out with Ellen. Why? Ellen is more interesting than Helen. And I want to also remind you, and let me point this out here, that when we're making comparisons, we have to make sure that we use than. In Spanish, we'll be saying tan inteligente como. Okay? Igual de inteligente que Pedro. So you're using that. Is that que in between the sentences. El que en el medio de la oración. Okay, let's delete this. All right, so you could do number 3 and number 4 by yourself. Please make sure you do this. This is very important. Because you may think that you understand it until you actually try it. So here, take a picture of 5 through 12. Take a picture. Could do those. And the last 4. Take a picture. Click, click. All right, let's continue on. We're going to be doing a reading. Want you to read along with me. Here we go. It isn't easy being a teenager. I tried to be a good son, but no matter how hard I try, my parents never seem to be satisfied. They think I should be a better son. They think I should eat healthier food. I should wear nicer clothes, and I should get better grades. And according to them, my hair should be shorter, my room should be neater, and my friends should be more polite when they come to visit. You know, it isn't easy being a teenager. Now let's look at the opposite side. It isn't easy being parents. We try to be good parents, but no matter how hard we try, our children never seem to be satisfied. They think we should be better parents. They think we should wear more fashionable clothes. We should drive a newer car, and we should listen to more interesting music. And according to them, we should be more sympathetic when they talk about their problems. We should be friendlier when their friends come to visit, and we should be more understanding with when they come home late on Saturday night. You know, it isn't easy being parents. And we have this little note here. Okay, just identify it. Because when you're making comparisons, if you have the word good, you don't say gooder. That is the wrong word. You actually say better. Okay. So again, something you just learn and you know how to use it properly. Okay. So you can complete this exercise. I'll just start you off. According to this boy's parents, he doesn't eat healthy food. He doesn't wear, if you come up here, he doesn't wear nice clothes, right? He doesn't get, this is the example here, good grades. His hair isn't short, and his friends aren't polite when they come visit. According to their children, these parents don't wear fashionable clothes. They don't have a new car. They don't listen to interesting music. And they aren't, the last one, they aren't, okay. They aren't friendly. So you have to change it, okay. They aren't friendly when their children's friends come over, because at that moment you're not comparing, you're just making a statement. So I have a listening exercise for you. Listen carefully so you can answer accordingly. Here we go. So you're gonna listen and you're gonna choose what the people are talking about. Are you ready? Here we go. Number one. I like it. It's fast. It is. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I'm in the wrong. Yes, no, that's right. I like it. It's fast. It is. It's much faster than my old one. What's the answer? TV or printer? Very good. Number two. Is it comfortable? Yes, it's more comfortable than my old one. What's the answer? Right? Chairs are comfortable. Very good. Number three. I think it should be shorter, but it's very short now. What do you think? Very good. Hair. Number four. They aren't very polite. You're right. They should be more polite. Who? This is not a who, this is a what, right? So we know the answer has to be friends. Number five, is it safe? Yes, it's much safer than my old one. Briefcase or neighborhood? Okay. Neighborhoods are safe or are not safe. Briefcase, not at all. And number six, which one should I buy? Buy this one. It's more powerful than that one. Okay. Powerful. Okay. Good job. Let's continue on. All right, don't be ridiculous. We are reviewing possessive nouns. So, repeat after me. My, mine. Now, some of you like to close your lips, put your lips together at the end of mine. You can't put your lips together. You have to leave them separate. Again, mine. And you keep your mouth open. Mine. His. Her. Hers. Our. Ours. Your. Yours. Their. Theirs. So let's read the examples. Repeat after me. You know, my dog isn't as friendly as your dog. Don't be ridiculous. Your dog is much friendlier than mine. Let's look at the next example. Repeat after me. You know, my novels aren't as interesting as Ernest Hemingway's novels. Don't be ridiculous. Yours are much more interesting than his. So let's look at these examples here and let's review a few important details about comparison. So These are key terms that you can't forget. So here we have the word as, then we have friendly, and then we have as. So this here, right? This is your adjective, okay, in between. And then you have the two words right before and after, okay? So in Spanish, this would be saying tan amigable como. So you have the two, front and back, okay? Now, this is singular. It's only one dog. So you're going to use isn't. Now here, this is plural. You have more than one, so you're going to use aren't, which is also plural. And again, you're going to use the same pattern as, adjective, as. And then in the answer, you are going to, if it's singular, you're going to use is. We're going to use the word much, and then you're going to use what we discussed today for the comparisons. And then you're going to use the word than. So you're going to do that for both. Now, this is plural, so you're going to use are. You're going to use more interesting because two syllables or more. And then we're going to also use the word than as well. So I hope that helps. There we go. So cover this right there so you can take a picture and you could do exercise 1, 2, and 3. Remember, you have to identify, it's a singular. If it is singular, you are going to use the top portion. If it's plural, you're going to use the bottom portion. So let's do the first one. It says, my apartment, right? So let's do it. Singular. You know, my apartment isn't as clean as your apartment. Don't be ridiculous. Your apartment is much cleaner. What's the ending? Than mine. Very good. Number 2, do it with me. You know, my computer isn't as powerful as Bob's computer. Don't be ridiculous. Your computer is, what are we going to use here? Much more powerful. What's next? Than Bob's computer. Excellent. Let's do the last one. You know, my boss isn't as nice as your boss. Don't be ridiculous. Your boss is much, what is it? Nicer. What comes next? Than mine. Excellent. So I'm going to move this down so you can take a picture and you can continue practicing at home. Here, take a little picture of the box if you don't have it. So you have all the different options that you could use for the possession. And then you can take a picture here, take a picture so you can complete all these exercises. Good job. There we go. All right, we have a reading. Please make sure you take a picture so then you could complete the exercises. But let's read it together. Make sure you listen to the pronunciation and make sure you practice. Remember, you can stop the video. Stop the video, say it again, rewind the video, say it again, okay? Brownsville. The Taylor family lived in Brownsville for many years. And for many years, Brownsville was a very good place to live. The streets were clean, the parks were safe, the bus system was reliable, and the schools were good. But Brownsville changed. Today, the streets aren't as clean as they used to be. The parks aren't as safe as they used to be. The bus system isn't as reliable as it used to be. And the schools aren't as good as they used to be. Because of the changes in Brownsville, the Taylor family moved to Newport last year. In Newport, the streets are cleaner, the parks are safer, the bus system is more reliable, and the schools are better. The Taylors are happy in Newport, but they were happier in Brownsville. Although Newport has cleaner streets, safer parks, and a more reliable bus system and better schools, Brownsville has friendlier people. They're nicer, more polite, and more hospitable than the people in Newport. The Taylors miss Brownsville, even though they're now living in Newport. Brownsville will always be their real home. Excellent. So let me put this here so you can. There you go. So the people of Brownsville are calling Mayor Brown's radio talk show. They're upset about Brownsville streets, parks, bus system, and schools. Using this model and the story, call Mayor Brown. So you're gonna write, okay, some complaints, some things that you wanna tell the mayor. Okay, mayor, alcalde. Y no se dice major, sino que se dice mayor. Okay, the same way when you're reading the word yes, okay, when you're saying this in English, you say, se lee así, yes, yes, no yes, sino yes. Let me take this out. Hold on. All right. So this is what the conversation sounds like. This is Mayor Brown. You're in the air. Mayor Brown, I'm very upset about the streets here in Brownsville. Why do you say that? They aren't as clean as they used to be. Do you really think so? Definitely. You know, you fill in the blanks. They say the streets in Newport are cleaner. I'll see what I can do. Thank you for calling. So you can try to create your own scenarios. Make sure you take a picture. All right. So how to say it? Agreeing and disagreeing. I think, repeat after me. I think, no, not I think, no es think, tiene que diente la lengua entre los dientes, your tongue right between your teeth. So you go like this. You have to make that sound. I think, in my opinion, repeat this one. I agree. I agree with you. I think so too. I disagree. I disagree with you. I don't think so. So let's look at some examples here in this page. These are some interactions. So I think New York is more interesting than Los Angeles. I disagree. I think Los Angeles is much more interesting than New York. So this is an example of an opinion. You can think the opposite, that's okay, but you need to know how to say it. So let's look at the bottom example. In my opinion, the people in Centerville aren't as friendly as the people in Greenville. I agree, but the people in Centerville are more interesting. I think so too. Let's look at the other example. In my opinion, the weather in Honolulu is better than the weather in Miami. I don't think so. I think the weather in Miami is better than the weather in Honolulu. So using these examples, make this a little smaller. You could take a picture here. You can actually create statements, sentences for you to compare, agree or disagree, talking about the streets, the buildings, the weather, the people, and the city in general. All right, so we are pretty much done with today's class. Let's come here and let's practice pronunciation. So yes and no questions with or. So here we go. Repeat after me. Should I buy a bicycle or a motorcycle? Should we buy this fan or that fan? Should he go out with Ellen or Helen? Should she buy fur gloves or leather gloves? Should they plant flowers or vegetables? Should she buy these earrings or those earrings? Should I hire Miss Carter or Mr. Price? Should I buy a notebook computer or a desktop computer? All right. So now in your journal, compare your hometown and the place you live now, or compare any places, any two places you know. After you complete it, you can send it to me via email and I will correct it for you. I will remind you. My email address is gettoitprogram@gmail.com. Okay? Excellent. So let's review. Repeat after me. My new apartment is. So let's repeat the adjectives when we compare. Colder, larger, bigger, prettier, more comfortable, more attractive than my old apartment. Okay. Using the word should. Should I study? Should he study? Should she study? Should it study? Should we study? Should you study? Should they study? The answer would be I should study. He should study. She should study. It should study. We should study. You should study. They should study. And the last section of possessive pronouns. This dog is much friendlier than mine, his, hers, ours, yours, or theirs. All right, let's repeat the key vocabulary and then we are done for today. Repeat after me. Attractive, beautiful, big, busy, capable, cheap, clean, cold, comfortable, convenient, cool, cute, delicious, exciting, expensive, fancy, fashionable, fast, friendly, good, better, handsome, happy, healthy, honest, hospitable, hot, intelligent, interesting, large, lazy, light, modern, neat, new, nice, polite, powerful, pretty, quiet, rainy, reliable, safe, short, small, smart, snowy, soft, spicy, sympathetic, talented, talkative, tall, understanding, useful, warm, wide. Now I have a question for you. Can you read them all in Spanish? Atractiva, bella. Can you do that? If you don't know, you want to make sure you review the words so you know what everything means. Well, everyone, well done. Keep up the good work. God bless you. And we will continue on with next chapter soon enough. Have a blessed day.